I'm Elizabeth Posillico, and I'm the president and CEO of Elusys Therapeutics. My job really is to run interference for the rest of my team and take the hurdles out of the way and make their jobs easier. And secondly, to really anticipate the future and try to plan what might be coming down the turnpike at us. Oh boy, typical day. Usually there's a lot of different things going on. We have many different types of people here that I work with. So I have a scientific background. So my day may go from anything from reviewing some scientific data to dealing with a human resource issue, to dealing with a business licensing agreement, to chatting with someone in the financial department about trying to raise some money or submit a grant proposal. So it's very varied, and that's actually what I like a lot about it. My career path was not straight. In 1976, I had dropped out of college and was building a geodesic dome with my boyfriend in Adirondacks of New York. I got very bored. I went back to a community college and got a degree in biological laboratory technology. And thankfully, two of the professors I had there kept pushing me and said, "You've got to get your bachelor's." So I went to another school about 3 hours away in northern New York, got my bachelor's. Fortunately, another teacher there said, "You need to keep going, you should get your PhD. Why don't you apply to the school I went to, Duke?" I said, "Where is Duke? I've never heard of Duke." And I didn't even know what a PhD entailed, but fortunately they pushed me and I went, and I was fortunate to get in. So I have a PhD from Duke, and so trained as a scientist. However, now do very little in the laboratory. Well, I think you learn about yourself. I get bored very easily, and I love to learn. And so just living day to day with not a lot that I was learning, I got bored. So I enjoy science, and I like the healthcare industry because it's a very exciting place. There's a lot of new things to learn. And even day to day now, after 20 years in my position, I just learn something new every day, and I like that. Well, when I was in the geodesic dome, I did not like anything to do with business, and I had no, if you'd told me I was going to be running a company, I would have just simply laughed. So I think that the interesting thing is I've done a lot of things I never thought I would do. I was put in situations a little bit like, oh, sure, I can do that, and then I had to ask myself, how am I going to do that? Because I don't have any background for that. But I think those are great opportunities because I ended up learning a lot of things that by experience and just sheer, let's try it, let's see if I can do it. And so the job is very different than I thought. I thought I'd be doing science, working in a laboratory, but although I'm not in the laboratory, I use science and I use my PhD and what I learned in my PhD every single day. Again, it's the learning. I like the fact that every day is kind of different. I think you have to have an open attitude about work and get out of it what you can. Not every day is great. Sometimes there's very challenging moments. And I would say, in a bizarre kind of way, the hardest parts of my job, the most difficult problems are where I learn the most. And so I'm very grateful for what I've learned through these different experiences. First of all, you have to be willing to develop new skills. You have to learn how to work with people. Everybody's different. Everybody has different things that drive them. And so I have to spend a lot of time learning to continue to be a better manager and working with people to encourage them to do their best. I had to learn a lot about planning and time management, and persistence is a very important characteristic. First, it sounds sort of trite, but listen to people. Go out and ask questions about what different types of jobs that you might be interested in might be like. And find out if it's something that you would enjoy. Because in the end of the day, I chose science because I was good at it and I enjoyed it. And that makes it a whole lot easier to do. So I think that's something that's worthwhile. Get information. Recognize that just because you start in one place on your journey, that doesn't mean you're going to end up in that same place. There's science and the healthcare field provides so many different career opportunities, that span a whole spectrum of business types of careers, scientific types of careers, marketing and sales. So there's just a lot of opportunity, and the point is to get started. Just do it. Get the degree and go. New Jersey there's a lot of reasons actually. New Jersey has a very good location. It's got access to cities, not only from the business standpoint, but for families. There's a lot of culture, but there's also recreation. I personally like to hike, I ride horses, but at the same time my kids were able to go to excellent schools. So I think the location on the East Coast is excellent from that standpoint, from